So, I don't think there's really any question. The loser today is Diddy. The jury has come back with unanimous verdicts on 4 of the 5 counts. They are hung up on racketeering, but they have reached verdicts on sex trafficking as it relates to Cassie, sex trafficking as it relates to Jane, the Mann Act as it relates to Cassie, and the Mann Act as it relates to Jane. The judge has sent the jury back and said, continue deliberating. They have now recessed for the day. They are coming back tomorrow, and in a minute, I'm going to tell you about why I believe this jury is probably going to come back tomorrow. And let me just first break down why I think this is bad news for Diddy. The Mann Act is easy. It is the transportation of a sex worker across state lines for commercial purposes, prostitution. I don't see how the prosecution did not prove that. And the fact that the jury came back this quickly, it tells me, look, I don't know, but it seems like he's cooked on those two. As for sex trafficking, we have to look at Cassie and Jane separately. To prove sex trafficking, you have to show that Diddy committed these acts using fraud, force, or coercion. It's interesting as to Cassie, the jury wanted to hear about a trip to Cannes. They wanted the transcript, and this is where Cassie and Diddy flew back from Cannes to New York. On the plane, Diddy showed Cassie a freak-off video that she was on, and he said, according to her, if you don't engage in a freak-off with me when we land in New York, I am going to show this to your mother and release it publicly. If the jury believes that, that's it. It's coercion. And it's interesting they honed in on that during their deliberation. Now they could go either way, but that was, I thought, all along the most direct evidence of coercion if you believe Cassie, and I think he's in trouble there. As to Jane, I think there's more of an issue of consent, and they did not ask for transcripts as to Jane, so I don't know. You know, I think on the Mann Act he's in big trouble. I think as to sex trafficking with respect to Cassie, he's in trouble. I don't know about Jane, but either way, there is a significant prison term on the table if he's convicted. As for racketeering, here's the way I see it, because I've told you guys now from the beginning, I've always had an issue with this, that this is not organized crime, it's disorganized crime, and it's not typically what racketeering is used for. So the jury said they were split, and it's not 11-1, there are multiples on both sides. And they said we're dug in. The judge said, go back in and try. So if they are just directly following the jury instructions as to racketeering, they need to find 2 independent criminal acts. I mean, if they find him guilty on the Mann Act, and I'm guessing they did, well, there are the 2 acts. Yet, they are hung up on racketeering. What that tells me is it's kind of square peg, round hole for a lot of these jurors. Or 2 of the jurors, multiples, whatever the number is, that they are just not seeing this as racketeering. So that's my opinion about it. Now the question, how do they resolve it? So they're gonna go back in tomorrow and know that they are up against a 4-day holiday, that the courts are closed on Thursday, the federal courts. The judge will open the courtroom if the jury hasn't reached a verdict on Wednesday.